Hello and welcome to Math with Miss V as we continue in geometry. In the previous video, we looked at how to solve for x for a missing angle in vertical angle pairs. In this video, we will look at the relationship between complementary angle pairs and supplementary angle pairs. So we're looking at standard 7G5, use facts about complementary and supplementary angles. So there are two types of angles we're looking at. Complementary, and this is a pair of angles that add to 90 degrees, and supplementary, a pair of angles that add to 180 degrees. Now, the important thing I want to point out is that these are a pair, two angles. If you have more than two or less than two, they're not complementary or supplementary, okay? So let's look at some examples of complementary angles. Our first one, so this M stands for the word measure. Then we have our angle symbol. So the measure of angle 1 is 60 degrees. The measure of angle 2 is 35 degrees. And we're being asked, are these complements? So all we have to do is add them together. 60 plus 35 gives you 95. Complements have to equal 90, so no, these are not complements. Okay, the next one, we have a picture of a 90-degree angle split into two. So I know these are complements. So I am asking myself, 40 plus x equals 90. So what is x? I'm going to undo my positive 40 with subtraction. And I get that x is 50 degrees. Our next one, two angles are complementary. So we know when we add them, we'll get 90 degrees. The measure of angle A is 12 degrees. What is the measure of angle 2? Okay, so we're told that they're complements. It doesn't matter if they're named differently. So we have the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle A, which is 12, equals 90. We're going to undo that with subtraction. We get the measure of angle 2 equals 78 degrees. And let's do a few more, slightly more complicated examples. Okay, we have another pair of complementary angles. We can see that there are two angles that we know add up to be 90 degrees. In this case, we're solving for x. Okay, so let's undo. So subtract 50 from both sides. So we get that 8x equals 40 degrees. Divide by 8. X equals 5. And so we know that x is 5. This is not 5 degrees because the whole angle is 8 times x, which is 40. So the angle measures 40 degrees. And 5 is just part of it. Our last complementary example. Two angles are complementary. What is the measure of angle A? Well, the measure of angle A is 23. What is the value of x in the measure of angle 2? So again, we have two that we know are complements. So we have 1/2 x plus 14 plus the 23, which is angle A, equals 90 because they're complements. I'm going to combine my 14 and my 23 and get 37. So 1/2 x plus 37 equals 90. I'm going to undo my addition with subtraction. So 8, 10, 3, 5. And then I undo multiplying by a fraction by multiplying by its reciprocal. So I get that x equals 106. Again, not degrees, just 106. Now let's look at a few examples with supplementary angles. So our first one, we have the measure of angle 1 and the measure of angle 2, and we're being asked if there's supplements. Remember, supplements add to 180 degrees. And we get 180. So these are, yes, these are supplements. Okay, our picture, we can see we have two angles that make a straight line. So these are supplements. We're going to say x plus 40 equals 180. We're going to do addition with subtraction. And we find that x equals 140 degrees. And we can use the degree symbol because x represents the whole measure of the angle, not just part of it. Okay, let's look at another example. We have another pair of supplementary angles. So we know that 3x plus 120 equals 180. I'm going to subtract 120. So 3x equals 60. Divide by 3. X equals 20. Not 20 degrees, just 20. The whole measure of the angle would be 3 times 20, or 60 degrees. Our last example, two angles are supplementary, so then we know when we add them, they equal 180. So the measure of angle A is 95. What is the value of x? And if the measure of angle 2 is 5x plus 10 plus 95. So we're going to combine like terms. So 5x plus 105 equals 180. I'm going to subtract 105 from both sides. Oops. We get that 5x equals 75. Divide by 5, divide by 5, and x equals 25. Again, not degrees. This is just part of the measure of angle 2. If you have topics that you'd like for me to create a video on, this is my YouTube related email address. Just send me a topic and I will do my best to get it made. And as always, if you like the theme that I am using, please check out Slides Go. Not sponsored, not affiliated, but they do make some very nice backgrounds. And I look forward to seeing you in the future.